Good morning. Welcome to Git Workshop for Beginners. I'm going to be your guide. I would suggest you to keep a paper and pen handy with you. So the commands or some keywords that you hear from me, just jot them down, and maybe later in your day you Google, and if you don't understand them right now, you can Google and get more information about you and explore them later. Okay, that's just a quick note from my side. With this, let's get started. So source code management using Git and why it's really important. It is not something which if you are a C++ developer, you need it, or you are a database person, you need it. Anything that you're doing in terms of software development, Git really helps you manage that. Now, keeping Git aside, right, for people who have not used Git or and have some experience of doing project development, how they collaborate, that's first point. So what usually, I mean, I was in college, I was not aware about Git. It was my final year project. I was having some partner I was working with, and we have divided modules. Collaboration was really difficult at that point. Code changes he's making, I need to integrate that. He will send those changes over email to me, and then I have to integrate that. And it was really a very difficult job, right? So collaborating on project becomes really difficult if you're working with your peers. And if you just scale out and you talk about teams working in organizations where you are having people, let's say I'm working out of India and I'm having a colleague who's working out of London, and there's another team who sits out of Montreal or New York, and we all are working on same project, then how are we really going to collaborate on the project, the code that I'm writing? If I'll keep giving this example, let's say I'm working on a e-commerce stuff type of application, and then someone is working on shipping service, someone is working on order service, how all collaboration is going to really happen? Very difficult. If you think life without Git, it will be all very difficult. Another challenge that we face is tracking code changes. You're building a software, it is a full blown project, and it's going to have multiple modules, so much of code being written for different functionality. How are you going to track a particular change when you're collaborating with your friends? Especially, how are you going to track a particular change is being made by whom and when and for what reason? You don't have any clue about it, right? You're just coding. You felt like, okay, I need to add a login page, I'll code for a login page. I need to create a dashboard, I'll create a page for a dashboard. I need to have this particular feature in my dashboard where I want to show products, I'll add that feature. Later on, let's say the display that you have added for the products, it's having some bug. It will be really hard for you to track, okay, for what reason, who wrote this code, when it was written, and anything behind that, right? So tracking code changes really becomes very difficult if you are not using any source code management system. Oh yeah, this is a big one. Even during college days or any project that you work on, what happens, right? Your project is all working fine, it's all great. Yeah, I run my project, it's all working fine. Now let me modify the code and add something new to it. So you will modify the code, you will change things here, you will change things there, in couple files, and then you will run your program again. The moment you run your program, the program crashes, and then you don't have any clue that how I'm going to restore it to the state where it was working all fine, because now I'm not so sure, okay, what change I've made that is causing this crash. So experimenting with code becomes really difficult if you're not using a source code management system. Myself have faced this while doing projects without Git. You have a really good working application, you go in some module thinking that, yeah, if I'll make this particular change, it will improve the functionality, but it really breaks your code. Once it breaks and you start fixing things, you don't have any clue, okay, what is causing the issue and what all changes I have made that I need to revert in order to get back to the steady state. Code backup and sync. This is again a big one. So usually what people do is that I'm building a software, right? So I'm having a directory, and inside that directory I'll have my all the code files. Create a zip of the folder daily and name it. Okay, this is my today's code. Next day I'll make changes, I'll again create a zip of it. Okay, so at least if let's say someday I'm working and things break, then I have a backup of my code which I can extract and then start working again, right? But it is again very difficult to maintain this. Also, you are working on your system and you are having your entire project on your system, and the hard disk crashes, gone your all efforts, your all hard work, you're not able to restore from that. So what people do, they will take a USB backup, so they'll have their code also in USB. But then you have the problem, right? The moment you will change the code over here, you should take a copy in your USB. Managing code versions. Okay, my software is working fine. I release my 1.0 version, then I made incremental changes on it, and all that stuff becomes difficult. These are like the real pain points that people face when they start with their journey on developing a software.
Sir, is there any possibility like a server fail? Because it is working totally on the server internet. So while fetching my data or going to just see my data, so is there any possibility like that if a server get fail? So I will not just
Agree.
I will not have chance to just run it.
Fair point. So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying is that when it comes to code backup and synchronization, we are saying that
Mm.
we are going to store the things remotely, and wherever we are storing, if
Mm.
that server fails, then how things are going to work for me. A very good point that you have raised. Git is not the only source code management system. There are many other source code management systems being used. The other source code management systems like SVN or Perforce primarily, they are all centralized. They are not distributed. So if the
Mm.
server crashes, then your application will not work definitely. But in case of
Mm.
Git is distributed. So if for some time the server is unavailable, you can even locally make your changes and commit your changes, save your changes till the
In
point
my
server
local
comes
repository.
online, and then you push your changes. So this is all about darkness in life, where you're finding it difficult to collaborate on project, track changes, experiment with code. It's hellish to keep code backups. It's difficult to sync and manage the code versions. So from this darkness, tunnel of darkness, I'm going to show you light, which is Git. That's why I've put here as a symbolic image. What are the characteristics of Git compared to other source code management systems? In case of Perforce, which is a centralized system, even if you are saving your changes, it is going over the network and saving changes at a central place. In that case, if the network is down, and given that you are traversing the network, the speed is based on whatever bandwidth you have. If there are a lot of people who are committing their changes on a centralized Perforce repository, it's going to be a problem. But given that Git is distributed in nature and you have all your changes stored locally and committed locally, till you want to push them, you get much better speed. It's having a very simple design. We'll come to it. What is the non-linear development? I'm going to explain you that. So think of it, right? You are doing your project development, you release your software, and you are working on another feature. At that point, your manager comes and tells you that there is a bug in whatever we have released. We have to do a quick fix. So you have to go to whatever version you have released and fix that. You have to patch that version. That's kind of a non-linear development while you were already working on the feature that you were supposed to deliver as part of your next release, right? So this sort of non-linear development is well supported by Git. As I said, it's fully distributed. Given that Git is that important, whichever field that you pick, whether you want to go into the data engineering field, whether you want to become a software engineer, whether you want to develop your software in any language, whether you are a DBA, where you're writing SQL, where you're writing stored procs, you have to do version control, and Git is there for your rescue.